Hello, everyone. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, quality consulting from here in Connecticut. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here you go. This is the title of this video. A bunch of dead robots. Frigid Chicago Temps turn electric vehicle charging station into a car graveyard. I think this is the product of no research and development. Most car companies, most aerospace companies don't need to do that anymore because over time they put the data into the computer database as far as the strength of materials, the wiring systems, the lights, the RPMs, the engine, everything is built on computer. The metal that's needed, the thinness of the metal, what type of coatings are needed, and they do the R&D on a computer to save money. And then when it comes out the lot of GM, Chrysler, Ford, Mercedes, Bentley, Ducati, you have them come out of and you got quality issues within 3 to 6 months, or 2 years later you get a recall. It is absolutely deplorable. These cars, the Tesla is a proof in point where you have 1.1 million Teslas being recalled in China. I don't think Elon has the best and the brightest when it comes to his quality arena. I've never been, I've never visited with him, but let me just say something. If I saw that they're not doing research and development, it's all computer based, which most of it is now. You get such recalls. The only thing I can attribute these recalls in the automotive industry is lack of R&D, because what that does is that research and development money goes into somebody's bonus at the end of the year. So if they were to really work on it, the bread and butter of an organization is to get these engineers together, feeling the materials, putting it together, screwing it together, bonding it together, and working on it and getting the gremlins out before it goes out the door. That doesn't happen anymore. Computer animated, generated products and out the door. Maybe I'm wrong. Elon, if I'm wrong, contact me, because I don't think, my feeling is, you did any research and development on frigid, cold weather happening to the batteries, happening to your cars, and then you have dead cars all over the place. So this should be a signal, okay, to those people who are looking into buying an EV, any of them, that it's problematic. And the gas cars are no different. You know, you take it out of the lot, and within 3 to 6 months, you get a recall. Well, your gas cap was improperly put in. Your windshield wipers may fly off. Your emergency brake may engage while you're driving. What the hell is that shit? Quality is lacking in all areas. Pharmaceutical, aerospace, automotive, electronics, service industries. You have ANSI who certifies SurfSafe, and it's shoved down every freaking food company, restaurant in the United States. You ask the restaurateur, manager, whatever, he'll say, Daryl, the health department guy comes in here and he forces us to get SurfSafe. Well, look up SurfSafe on the Better Business Bureau. D-. People say, well, Daryl, I don't want to hear that shit. All I know is that these cars froze up. And then you hear the younger people talking about, we have to save the planet. No more petroleum, have to save it. Well, listen, if you studied anything, which I don't think you have, number one, we'll go back to COVID shot. When a farmer has a herd, maybe I'm incorrect, but the farmer injects 75% of its cattle and leaves 25% there so that they can get the disease or virus, and then they'll make a new vaccine. If you give it to every cow, when the virus comes in, it will kill them and also mutate in months rather than years. That's a problem. So you look at the cars, and I'm going to tell you this. We went off on a tangent. I apologize. Those who are green people, who are tree huggers, and all the rest of this mess. When one of the volcanoes popped about 10 years ago, and they said that one volcano eruption put more pollution into the air than the Industrial Revolution did. for 100 years, 150 years. So when you talk about saving the earth, I will say this emphatically. If the United States of America was in a glass bubble, then you can have some sort of say in the world. But when you have China that's putting out billions of carbon material, you have Europe doing it, you have Russia doing it, you have all South America and Africa, it is utterly impossible for you to make a difference. And I hate to break your bubble, but if we were in a bubble, you could make a difference. If we were in an enclosure that had filtered air, and we could do that, and you'd have to manufacture your own air because you didn't want the air from the outside because you're getting all those pollutants in here. As a matter of fact, from what I gathered statistically, that the major pollutant in the tri-state area where I live is tire tread. And for those people who think the EV is any good, the plastic panels are made from petroleum distillates. You have the encasement that holds a lithium battery, and the lithium materials are petroleum-based. The containment vessel, the plastic, is made from petroleum. The tires are made as a coal tar derivative. The wiring, the rubber in it, has to have some sort of petroleum to make the elasticity of that rubber in the wiring and the gaskets. So if you're trying to cry about this mess, you can't do shit about it. It's impossible. It's going to do what it's going to do no matter what. But you have a lot of people out there who are making millions of dollars. Global warming. You can't do shit if your competitor, China, isn't going to do it. But we're going to try. So while you're trying, you're bilking money over here for your little tiny solar panels and all the rest of it. In fact, my neighbors have solar panels, and they have a governor on that. You know what that means? That in essence, you can actually, if it was not on there, you can actually run your house and sell electricity back. Now, some of you have storage vessels and, batteries, all the rest of that stuff. But those are the only things that we've designed since 1972 when Jimmy Carter started the program. Solar panels. They've gotten thinner, but the technology is just about the same. So if you're trying to save the environment, you know what to do? Be quiet. Save the environment, because that's noise pollution. When you're trying to, we have to save the world. You know what you have to do first? You have to be nice to each other. When you're nice to each other, it's the beginning to save the world. It's impossible to comprehend the moral mischief, if I may so express it, that mental lying has produced in our society. When a man or a woman has so far corrupted and prostituted the chastity of their mind as to subscribe their professional beliefs to things they do not believe, they have prepared themselves the commission for every other crime. Now, that was from Thomas Paine, and that is indicative of what our politicians are. Yes, it is absolutely terrible. Tesla, the Tesla X, the Y, they have a tendency to burn. And it's a problem. That's telling me that there's no R&D being done proper at that automotive company. And it's not just there. It's pervasive throughout the auto industry, aerospace industry, electronics industry, medical industry. Look at PFIZER, skipping quality process and making a COVID vaccine. Johnson & Johnson did the same, and they had 75 million returned. I'm going to stop here because I don't want to go out on a tangent, which I did. I apologize. But you have a serious issue. A bunch of dead robots. Frigid, Chicago, Temps turn electrical vehicle charging stations into a car graveyard. That's telling me that they did not do enough research and development. That car should have been tested at all kinds of temperatures. Now, they'll probably tell you that. I would like to see the assessment of that mess. They probably did it for 6 months. Oh, it's good. When you want to get a good product out, sometimes you have to take a little bit of time. But when you're only thinking about profit margins and balance sheets, your product's going to be a piece of shit. 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS@yahoo.com. I thank you.